Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a rank 4 spider punk. That's right, some Madland took his spider punk to rank 4. Actually, I think it's a bit of an underrated champion at the moment in the game already, because after his tune-up, even though it wasn't huge, it definitely gave him more serviceable amount of damage, and I have always liked the utility of his signature ability, which effectively works very similar to Mr. Fantastic, where opponent throws repeated special attacks, except this case it also kind of combines taunt mechanic in it. So huge thank you to Chowner. If you do want to submit your own gameplay, do reach out to me. You have my email, online ID, and all the other communications in the video description. Ideally, you send it over to my Evzone account. My Evzone email is also in the video description, so just follow the links and get in touch if you do have some interesting rank 4s you would like to showcase. But now, thanks to Chowner, we have some Spider-Punk gameplay. So initially we're going to see Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, and what is interesting to keep in mind that he's also like a ramp up character. He does, I believe, get some ramp up in Battlegrounds automatically, but in general you kind of do get better results out of him starting, your following fights, because you do maintain some of your build up. And in here, he's just gonna generally be going for his level 2s, I believe. So again, every single time Winter Soldier throws his special attack, he's more likely to throw the same one repeatedly. You do want your physical vulnerabilities active on the opponent, and you can immediately see some fairly solid damage coming there from the special attack itself and then from the Raptures. And now, I think you could probably detonate there with a level 1 and you'd be fine, but he is building to his level 2. So either way, fairly straightforward. Not the fastest champion in the world, but definitely not the slowest one. A very big part of his utility also comes from the fact that he does have his auto wade on parries, so you can always kind of get in a safe intercept and a safe opening, because it does convert into a passive stun afterwards. And then, whilst your wade is on cooldown, you are like super mega safe to try and intercept the opponent. And therefore you can play kind of recklessly as well. You do need to get used to the mini game on the level 2, because it does give additional benefits if you hit all the chords. But here we can see in the second fight, obviously without the class disadvantage and already with max ramp at 300, it is faster and easier. So let's go on to the fight with class advantage this time around. That's going to be Juggernaut. Now, obviously, there is an issue with Juggernaut and having a very high pace tempo, unless you have a way to deal with Unstoppable. So this is not necessarily the perfect matchup for Spider-Punk, at least the pre-buff Juggernaut, but post-buff Juggernaut's not really used as a defender. The point is, you can't really be super aggressive. Oh, well, you kind of can. I suppose you kind of can with that auto wade. So here we go. He's throwing his heavy there quite casually, going for level 2 with only one of the physical vulnerabilities. Just a quick reminder, guys, Raptures are a physical damage debuff, so the physical vulnerabilities do increase the Rapture damage as well. But here, even with one of those, we can see those Raptures putting in quite a bit of work. Let's see the next fight. I believe we have Realm of Legends Wolverine here. And let's see how that works out. So how long is the Wolverine gonna take? Obviously, the reason you can take Wolverine is largely because you do have Despair and the debuffs. But I wonder if you could outdamage that region. With 7th rank force at this point, you should be able to outdamage it with most of the champions, I think. But, oh no, that region, I don't think he's running Despair, is he? No, he might be, he might not be. Okay. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I don't know if it's 3 points in Despair, but he definitely is. No, it does look like 3 points in Despair. Now, at this point, obviously, the Wolverine is absolutely melting. So yeah, as any other champion with debuffs, he does interact with Inequity and Despair, and that was a 43-second fight there. And now we have Labyrinth Starlord. Now, this time around, obviously, it does look like it's going to take a bit longer. It is 3.4 million health pool, and this is definitely not the type of fight that you would typically end up using Spider-Ham, because he's not necessarily a long form content champion in my personal opinion, because he does have fairly set rotation with no further ramp up, which means you kind of get to your max damage, and that is kind of it. And it's not the highest ceiling, but again, at 7-star rank 4 level, going for that extended level 3 rotation obviously will certainly help out with the damage, and we're going to see some quite impressive special attacks there as well. I actually would love to see a bit more of Spider Punk in Balliron settings as well, but we're going to get through the clips that we do have sent to us. I do have a couple more as well after this. So here we can see that he did go for his full-on level 3, and now, as you are baiting out all the special ones from Star-Lord with full ramp up, you're also going unstoppable, and you do have quite significantly increased damage to a point where your mediums are already starting to do, you know, half decent, plus all that rupture consistently ticking away. I think we're going to see like a fully ramped level 1 here as well, where every single hit on that level 1 does additional 46k damage. So it's not half bad, but that does eat up your ruptures. So I do kind of wonder if in many, if not, well, many situations, you're not better off just sticking to your level 2s and using your level 1 just to kind of finish off the fight, rather than relying on that, you know, full set rotation that Kabam intended for the champion of going for level 2 into level 1. Because yeah, if those ruptures do tick off completely, I think that's, you know, doing more. Because here we can see that you can consistently have like 6-7 of them on for most point, and those are some very, very solid dot numbers that you are getting there. So now you have 2. He's going to go in for a heavy attack, because absolutely why not. He's going to punish this, get another rupture, go for his level 2, hit all the chords. We got 6 ruptures there, and yeah, they're, you know, definitely bringing some fairly significant damage over time. And the fight has lasted for like 2:45, so I believe this entire fight is just about 3 minutes. So million health per minute, it's not half bad. There we go, and that is 1 dead Star-Lord. So besides Star-Lord, now we're gonna showcase a bit trickier fight with Spider-Ham, and this is from the Grandmaster's Gauntlet that we will soon get back into it. And here the tricky part kind of is that you do have the micro reflect node, and you do not have slow, so therefore you do not have a way to deal with Dr. Doom's aura. So this is definitely not an ideal matchup. However, you know, you can still slow play it and service it, because he will be getting those ruptures upon himself as he throws the level 1s, and you still can get your specials doing damage. You do need to worry about the bubble shield, obviously, because you mainly throw heavy attacks. And here he ends up eating a bit of a level 1, but the Dr. Doom's health is definitely ticking away fairly slowly. However, yeah, this is definitely not an ideal situation, but I do like that those ruptures kind of apply themselves, so you don't even really need to do anything. So you could theoretically be in a situation where opponent gains incredible amounts of power and you just bait out specials, do not even really hit them, and they just rupture themselves to death. And what is going to be your plan for this Dr. Doom come Wednesday? I think most people are going to end up bringing in Onslaught for this. But here we go. See, that's 1 dead Dr. Doom right there, kind of like done a bit in a hard way. And last bit here is going to be just showcasing how effective the damage reduction is from his ability as well. So that was like nearly 3k damage on the very first special attack in the fight. And that 3k is going to shrink quite drastically. Now it's going to go down to 2.5k. And keep in mind, you could also increase the attack reduction with your inequity masteries. I wonder if inequity is maxed and you have plenty of debuffs, what would be the damage ceiling? Because typically with like weakness effects and stuff, it's like 90% attack reduction. But now already you can see that at this point it's 1200, right? So that's 1200 damage there. And let's go on for the next one. On the last one, it's like 470. So, you know, you see it tickles. So if it would get bleed on Spider-Punk, I believe that bleed would end up giving you more net willpower heal than the actual damage of the fight. So that is what I got sent over so far from Spider-Punk. I would actually love to see some more. Let me know what you guys thought, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have already